in performance. I mean, Hunter Ray is kind of hanging on there, but these first three, at any moment, they seem all of a sudden to show muscle.
No question about it. What's been really good to see is that bump that we thought was going to be more of a concern between 1 and 2 has not been an issue for these guys, how they're racing through there side by side.
Simona Di Silvestro has climbed out of her car. She is out of the race. That gives us 5 cars out. And Lindy is with Simona.
Simona, obviously you're out for a reason. Does this all stem from what happened in the pit lane with Brett?
Yeah, you know, we did a long stint on the tires, and we ran the tires down a lot, and I turned into the pits and I had no grip. So, you know, I feel really sorry for the guys because, you know, I came in a little hot and missed my pit box. So it's a shame, and since then we're having a problem with the car. You know, it's suddenly on the steers and over the bump. It's really loose. So, you know, we're gonna go check it, and I think we can learn a lot from this weekend, but we'll see what happens.
This is your first experience on a track like this. What'd you think out there?
You know, it's pretty crazy, especially where we started. You know, you have to move forward, and it was pretty hard to pass. But, you know, we're kind of being there. It's a fun track, you know. I think if we come here next year, we're going to be better for sure.
Simona, thank you. And Bob, Michael Kanaan had said after what happened in Texas 2 weeks ago and having issues with the car, they just didn't want to risk it and just wanted to park it.
And that's only her second DNF this season. Simona Di Silvestro has really shown a good talent, winning the Rookie of the Year honors at the Indianapolis 500 this year. Danica Patrick, she's running 13th. Simona, Fisher, and Duno, the other females in the race, are all out of competition. So Danica carrying the colors. Tony Kanaan leads by about a half a second over Dario Franchitti, Dixon, Hunter Ray, and Sato, the top 5.
Welcome back to the Iowa Corn Indy 250 as we take a look at the lead with Tony Kanaan just ahead of Dario Franchitti. But pretty much the story most of the race, but an early race leader. The 26 of Venom Racing car of Marco Andretti. He was up front early, but he's been suffering with the loose race car. And when they came in just a moment ago, they didn't take 1, 2, or 3 turns of front wing. They went for 4, guys. He just shook his head, pointed, and said, it's got to come down.
Yeah, and that green pit stop cost him 3 laps, so he's back in 17th, 3 laps down. Kanaan and Franchitti continue to battle at the front.
And when we initially saw Marco kind of going backwards on the racetrack, Jan and I looked at each other that we thought maybe even had a mechanical or something. He was slowing at such a dramatic pace versus just having a loose race car. So it was that big of a moment for him.
And Dario had a bit of a moment just then. He got high looking at Kanaan and had to get out of it just a little. But even with that, you can see how much more clear from the tread cam that they have cleared the marbles, but you can see them on occasion. They just peel right off.
Yeah, we wouldn't want Jack up there on the side of the bank trying to roll down on that, would we?
But significantly less than there were after sweeping, and that's why we see this great side-by-side.
Wow,
Sato's after another spot.
Sato takes 4th. Takuma Sato up to 4th place in the Lotus-sponsored car for KB Racing Technology.
He has Dixon in his sights.
This is 3rd, 4th, and 5th right here.
Well, it is great to see those Lotus colors back here, and that all ties back to kind of a marketing effort with the Lotus cars being sold back here in the U.S., and they want to get that message. Woo!
There he comes.
And you heard the lift that set that off.
Traffic
coming up on Alex. Alex is 2 laps down in 15th.
So, you know, as a driver of TK Lee in this, he's like, hey, I've got to be aggressive going through traffic to try and get myself, but not where I'm stupid and compromise hurting my race car as well. So it's kind of a toss-up where you go here.
Race drivers don't ever do anything stupid, do they, Robbie?
No, never happened. Never happened.
Never seems stupid until afterwards.
I mean, how can you be? I mean, all the tips we've gotten from Jan and keeping our protractors and tractors and this and that.
Look at Sato is just flying.
Yes.
Guys, you know that for Takuma Sato, this is his first trip here, but he almost didn't make it from Des Moines Airport to the racetrack. When he went to get his rental car, he pulled out his Japanese license. The guy behind the counter said, "I've never seen one of these. I'm going to have to call the home office." 45 minutes later, he got his rental car. Wow. Who was right behind him? Me. Lindy?
Kevin Kalkoven, owner of KV Racing Technologies, I just came up to you and you started biting your nails.
Well, Jack is having the race of his life here. And after the bad luck we had on the first lap, the team is doing just a great job. And my heart may start beating again at the end of the race.
Watching him, it's hard to believe this is his first time here. What are you all telling him?
Just keep calm, keep doing what he's doing. He's a real professional. We videotape a lot of activities from the previous races and practice and showed it to him, and he's learned clearly.
Kevin, thank you. We'll let you get back to it. And Bob, Tony Kanaan has already lapped Danica Patrick.
Yes, he lapped Danica and Weldon and put him a lap down on board with Danica. She's back in the 12th spot. This is Scott Dixon.
Yeah, back in the 7th spot. So,
Yeah, he's dropped a lot. Listen to him lift.
Well, and that's a downshift. And you saw Marco Andretti got loose and how quickly he backed up. So if the handling goes off, you go down in a hurry.
Well, guys, consider this fact as well. We're getting to the pit stop window, so you've burned off a lot of that ethanol fuel. And at 7 pounds per gallon, that can really change the handling characteristics of these cars. Also check the wind direction, and it's gone from coming out of the due south, out of the northeast now. So the wind is a little different. That's changed the handling characteristics. Robbie Floyd.
Kevin Kalkoven had just said they were telling him to take it easy. And I was almost going to say that we might see our first green flag pit stops for the leaders, but not now.
No, and then we're going to see everybody's going to come in right now, and they'll be good to go to the end.
That is such a shame. Sato had a great run going, running in 5th position.
That is
running
tough.
in 3rd position, I beg your pardon. Pretty big hit on the right side of the car.
Yeah. You know, there, and we just, Lindy just had a great conversation with Kevin. I mean,
we heard about the wind changing. That makes it, when you have people like Scott Dixon all of a sudden backing up through the field, Marco Andretti having trouble, the cars were changing a lot, and he doesn't have that kind of experience on a short oval when it starts to change.
And let's not forget about tire wear. You know, you get to the end of the life cycle of the tires. There's probably not as much grip overall, and you may lose a little bit of grip from that right rear, and that loosens the cars up.
Yep.
But there was traffic involved. He ran up behind Alex Lloyd. Okay.
And just where Sarah Fisher did that. Identical. I mean, in terms of how he went up the track, but took the air off the front of his car and up the track it went.
Okay, so it wasn't handling. It was just being in a place where the air gets taken off. And as you said, carbon copy almost hit the same marks
of Sarah
on the wall.
We hate to see that, huh? Gosh.
Yeah. And it's, Robbie, unless you and I have been there, when you get into that wash behind another car, when someone crosses in front of you, it is just like someone picks up the front of the car. It takes all that air off the front wings, and it just won't turn.
Yeah, and it gets really light. All of a sudden, you can turn that wheel left or right. It gets that light of a sensation and washes up. And he had momentum coming in there as well.
Okay, well, here we go. Track position could be key. Everyone's going to pit under caution. You'll be good to go to the end. This will be the last stop.
So you want to hit your marks. This is it to get in and out.
Okay, we got a full fill here.
PK should be the first to pull out here. He's the first to hit his marks
on the right front.
So
Dario's away first. It looks like Castro Neves picked up a bunch of spots.
Look at all the jockeying as they go out there.
+2 for Castro Neves, up to P2. Nice. But as you pointed out there astutely, Bob, not what Tony Kanaan wanted. He's going to be thinking,
and we haven't
one stop that really counts.
And we haven't talked about Elio ever since that one pit stop where he came out and Sidder told him to stay low. We haven't really seen or talked about him to this point. Now he is in P2.
Let's watch Ryan Hunter-Reay come in here.
His team.
He locked it up.
Oh, look out. Oh, that could have been bad.
You and I look